All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today we're doing a deep dive strategic assessment of a really critical evolution in force posturing, Israel's newly unveiled warfare unit, Alamont. For those of us tracking defense tech, this is an absolutely fascinating case study. We are observing the real-time transition of artificial intelligence from a theoretical framework directly into live combat deployment, and it is fundamentally altering how battlefield data is leveraged in active combat zones.
To keep things focused, here's our roadmap for today. We'll hit the strategic bottom line, map out Alamont's operational architecture, look at frontline tactical decision-making, and wrap up with defending live missile engagements.
Section 1. The strategic bottom line, the AI imperative in modern combat.
So, to really grasp what Alamont is, you have to look at where it sits in the command structure. It's a central hub operating right under the C41 and Cyber Defense Directorate. But listen, this isn't just some dusty R&D lab, right? Their entire mandate is the rapid development and deployment of AI-driven systems specifically for frontline operations. We are literally watching advanced data processing get pushed out of headquarters and shoved straight down to deployed units.
And you can see this urgency in the command-level validation. The head of the C41 Directorate flat out said, "The nature of modern warfare is changing rapidly and requires continuous adaptation and innovation." For us defense analysts, that's a massive blinking indicator. The era of just sitting on static technological superiority, that doctrine is totally dead. Operational survival today absolutely requires continuous, on-the-fly iteration of combat-ready tech.
Moving on to Section 2, Alamont's operational architecture and multidisciplinary force integration.
Now, take a look at this breakdown. This is where the magic really happens. Alamont is fusing 4 distinct groups: combat personnel, tech specialists, intelligence researchers, and AI experts, all into one single cohesive unit. You know how traditional militaries love to silo these domains, which just totally bottlenecks innovation? Well, by fusing them together, Alamont ensures real operational relevance. These AI experts aren't coding in a vacuum. They're literally iterating side by side with the operators who are going to deploy these systems under fire.
And what does that actually yield? Solutions that are tailor-made for the ground forces. Because they're working so closely with active branches, this multidisciplinary team builds tech that actually survives real-world constraints at the tactical edge. It's totally demand-driven. It's all about giving the warfighter exactly what they need right now, rather than forcing troops to adapt to some clunky, arbitrary system pushed down by HQ.
All right, Section 3, frontline tactical decision-making, where we look at accelerating that critical sensor-to-shooter loop.
This integrated setup gives them a huge comparative advantage. Think about your traditional C2 models. Highly centralized, right? Data flows all the way up the chain, gets analyzed, and orders eventually trickle back down. Alamont just completely inverts that paradigm. By expanding frontline access directly to AI capabilities, they are decentralizing tactical intelligence. They're empowering ground commanders with immediate, machine-speed insights.
Operationally, this severely compresses the kill chain. It's a rapid 1-2-3 punch. Gather battlefield data, instantly run it through rapid AI processing, and immediately support live combat operations. It offloads that massive cognitive burden from human operators, finding the critical signals in the noise at machine speed. By piping these insights directly to the front, ground units can essentially outdecide and outmaneuver adversaries in real time.
Let's move to our final section: defending live missile engagements and the broader strategic threat context.
This matrix breaks down the exact operational challenges we're seeing in the regional theater right now. When you're facing overwhelming waves of cruise missiles, you absolutely need rapid AI data processing just to track and prioritize targets instantly. At the same time, defending against coordinated long-range land strikes requires incredibly robust air defense integration across multiple platforms. In these live engagements, processing speed isn't just an advantage, it is the decisive factor.
And these strategic catalysts show exactly how much pressure Allied air defense networks are under today. Look at the recent conflict between Israel and Iran. You've got waves of cruise missiles, long-range land strikes, and live combat scenarios where U.S. forces suffered significant losses defending the airspace. These aren't hypotheticals. They're harsh realities acting as an absolute forcing function. You practically have to have decentralized AI just to manage the sheer cognitive overload placed on human air defense operators during an active engagement.
So what's the big takeaway here?
Alamont represents a fundamental strategic shift in Allied defense planning. We are definitively out of the era where AI was just some cool experimental R&D capability. It is now a critical, fully integrated piece of live combat operations. Pushing this kind of processing power directly to the front lines, that's rapidly becoming the new baseline for strategic force viability.
Which brings us to the end of our assessment. I want to leave you with this question to chew on. As units like Alamont successfully decentralize AI straight to the front line, how is this rapid, machine-driven decision-making going to redefine Allied defense doctrines in future high-intensity conflicts? It's a massive shift, and one we need to watch closely. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this explainer. Keep analyzing the data, and I'll see you next time.